Anyway, this is great. I certainly love having this impact on our community here, both locally in Central New York as well as the people that I have in our community nationwide and internationally, I suppose, as well. So listen, first thing I'm going to tell you is what I've told you every night, and that is it's all going to be okay. So want to make sure that everybody knows that it's going to all be okay. I want you to calm down. I'm going to give you some stats tonight. Stats can be boring. I'm going to get through this quick. I'm not going to talk all night long. I really want to just get down to the heart of the matter here. Again, letting you know that it's all going to be okay, and give you some real true facts here. So some of the facts that I want you to know, I'm getting this information from worldometer.info. I wrote that in the description of this video. worldometer.info. So that's where the info is that you can get this from. So first of all, there are 7.5 billion people on this planet. 7.5 billion. Of that number of people, there is 275,784 cases of coronavirus that have been diagnosed. Now, sadly, of that number, there's been 11,397 that have died, and that's certainly tragic. But unfortunately, that's just a fact of life, right? Is that there's life and there is death. But here's the great news that I want to give you that I just saw, and that is this. There is 91,912 people who have fully recovered from coronavirus. And I don't know that those numbers are necessarily being put out there on the media. There's so much fear that's being put into people about how many cases are being diagnosed, how many people are dying from coronavirus. But who is telling you of the number of people that have survived and have beaten it? And that goes directly to your immune system. It is the human immune system that is the only thing that is defeating coronavirus. There's no drugs, there's no vaccines, there's no treatment. The only thing that they're doing to take care of this is helping people to feel comfortable. But there's absolutely nothing that's killing the virus besides the human immune system. Every single one of us has an immune system that is capable of defeating the coronavirus. Now, obviously, there's, like I said, over 11,000 people who have died, unfortunately, and did not have the ability to defeat it, but the potential is there. And the great success is that the large numbers, huge numbers of people are actually surviving and defeating coronavirus. That said, there's still 172,000 plus people with an active case right now. But of that, those 164,710 of them that are diagnosed with a mild case. And so I want you to realize that the vast majority, 95% of these cases are admittedly mild, and that's what the community, medical community is diagnosing it as. And that, like I said, you're talking 91,000 plus people have defeated the coronavirus. So you have the ability, you have an amazing immune system. You've got to do things to help support your immune system. Now, going back to that first stat that I was telling you about, when you really consider that, yes, there's a lot of people that have been diagnosed with the coronavirus, but it's a very small percent when you consider there's 7.5 billion people on this planet. Timeline. There's a lot of people that are concerned about what's going to happen. Everything's going on lockdown. There's new changes seeming like not even just every day, but every hour. And, it's all going to be okay. Just hang in there. We're going to get through this together. We're one large community together, and not just, small communities. But again, when we look at the U.S. as a whole and internationally. But when you look at China, their first case was on November 17th. So you're talking about 4 months ago. And they have the largest number of people. They had over 81,000 people who had coronavirus. Of that, however, today there was only 41 new cases that were diagnosed. So the number of people that are contracting it at this point, that curve is just getting so flat, and just a small number of people each and every day, that number is getting smaller. So they've peaked. It's kind of running its course. It's kind of like when there's an infection that goes around in the community, through a school, through a family. It peaks, and people fight it off, and this has become a pandemic. Yes, it's worldwide, and it is going to get fought off throughout the world. Now, like I was saying, of those 41 cases that there's happened today, and if you look at all the cases on the whole in China, that the total cases per capita, and I shouldn't even say per capita, I should say per million, it's 56 people per million. So in all of China, when you take all the 81,000 plus people who have gotten coronavirus in China, that works out to be 56 per million. So there's people that are scared here in the United States of it. And really, I'm here to tell you tonight to be confident that you have an immune system that can fight it. And when you look at the numbers, it's a very, very small number of people who are even contracting coronavirus. The United States, first case was January 21st. So we're only a couple months into this craziness. But that being said, China, like I said, it's 4 months, and they had only 41 new cases now. It's under control, you could say. The numbers are way down, and the United States here, we're a couple months into it. So if you look at that same sort of number, maybe we're only looking at another couple months where this really becomes just a very small number of cases added per day. That being said, we are kind of what I'm looking at statistically in my analysis, that it really is looking like it's a peak right now, because in the United States in the past 2 months there's been 19,575 cases diagnosed, of which it said, the stats I saw today was that 5,786 were diagnosed today. So there's a lot of new cases coming up, but again, people are able to fight this off. And even with that number in the United States, similar to China, the actual number is 59 people per million that are diagnosed with the coronavirus. The media, it seems, is just trying to really put fear into us, maybe our government as well. But I want you to have the confidence to know that it's all going to be okay. We're going to get through this together. And even in Italy, where it really is, I would say, probably the biggest disaster that we see in terms of number of deaths, that's 778 people per million. Okay, and from a statistical standpoint, that is 0.08%. So that's the number of people in Italy that have contracted coronavirus. So hang in there. We're going to get through this together. It's all going to be okay. And before you know it, we're going to be back to life as we expect, and life that we've been enjoying in the recent past. And I certainly look forward to hockey season starting up again, and both getting on the ice myself and watching the NHL. And I'm sure that Tyler, I see your comments. My cheat sheet, it's right here. Got my notes right here, buddy. So some of it's all right here. I read it once, but the rest is all there. So yeah, listen, like I said, if you want to see those stats, just go to worldometer.info. I wrote it in the notes. And like I said, hang in there. It's really something that you've got to have confidence in defeating, both individually, your family, and in this community and in the United States. We're going to get through it together. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow to tell you it's all going to be okay. Thank you so much.